do we have everyone? Hang on a second.
good?
Lisa.
You got everyone?
I don't know if she went over there.
Coach's speech? All right.
Second one.
All right, well, welcome. Can everybody hear me in the back?
Yes. Yeah.
What?
Oh, that's the team.
So, hey, this is, I think I've been looking forward to this evening and regretting it at the same time because, great things come to an end, and this was an unbelievable run for us. So proud of
Wait, I'm
proud
sorry.
of these
Hang on.
guys.
Jordan and Elisa aren't here, and I feel like they
Okay.
should be here.
Yeah, let's wait. Oh, yeah, Joy's over there. Okay, good.
Is Jordan?
Oh, Joy's here, but there she is.
Oh, she's back?
So I thought what we do first is
Wait, where's Jordan?
I'll say a few words. I wrote a note to each player that I'd like to read. I know Coach Gale's dying to say a few words here, so I'll pass it over to him as well. And then we got a slideshow. So I think it was like 15 minutes, about close to 120 pictures in those 15 minutes. So expanded a lot, and I think will be really cool. Yeah, it's like the show. Lots to show.
Let Violet sit next to you.
I finally get to hear her talk.
Yeah, I know, right? It's always so quiet.
Violet, Henry,
there's
tell
one over there.
Violet to sit next to you.
Yeah, go right there.
Henry, save this seat for you, Violet.
Mom, it's mine.
Well, some guy, you're going to be some dangerous. Fine, let her just stand.
I just sit next to my bro.
You sit over there.
You want me to sit down? Okay, I'll get a pill. Go sit down, man.
This one's for every gentleman.
Yeah. It's a good sport. We never said we're gonna
No.
That's gonna be a workout for you.
Come on, Maya.
That's good. All right, so like I say, dreading this and looking forward to it. It's been an unbelievable run. Can you guys hear me out in the back okay?
Yes.
Yes. So proud of these guys. Before I get into these guys, a few key thank yous. First, the Curials. Thank you so much for hosting, everybody. Great to get together and celebrate 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, about 5 years together. So truly awesome. Personal thank you to all you parents. Unbelievable support for all the years. I know how much it takes to get the kids on practice, and we say if you're not on practice on time, they run. So we put pressure on them to get practice on time. So total commitment, and then giving up your weekends for games. So thank you. You guys have been all tremendously supportive to all us coaches, and it couldn't have been a better experience, for me personally in terms of having you there and being supportive of the team and what we were trying to teach. So thank you. Coach Ryan. So thank you to Coach Ryan. He stepped in without a kid on his team. So I know he loves basketball, he loves coaching, but just think of that commitment to sacrifice 6-8 hours a week sometimes to teach these boys, and I thought you did a tremendous job really teaching these guys kind of an open read react. We did a lot of screening, learning how to read the screens, a lot of defensive man-to-man, put in the 1-2-2 late in the year, I think it was, and these guys really blossomed, and that was shown in that Vegas trip where we had never beaten a Nico's Gold team before, and we beat them twice. And it was just the teammanship that went on that last weekend, guys, was phenomenal. So thank you, Coach. Angelique. So maybe
Turn it on yourself.
team mom,
Best team mom.
lead videographer,
Yep.
lead cheering, lead editorial on the videos, and lead recruiter.
Yeah.
Lead recruiter. Has-beens, we got Jacob, Benicio, through Yosemite and through Angelique believing in us and saying, hey, you guys want to learn basketball, you want to play on a good team, come to the Hawks, and so thank you very much for all your efforts. I think Coach Gale, of course. You know, Coach, so happy to be a part of this program. You gave me the opportunity to come in and coach and trust me with these guys. It was a tremendous experience. Learned a lot from you. I think you have a great program, and I don't know. I've seen a lot of clubs, but I think I've said this before. But in terms of really just trying to teach the kids and being about the kids, I think that's what you're all about, and you're really focused in on that, and it shows on how our kids improve every single year. So thank you for a great program. Thank you for teaching these kids on the 8th grade as well. I think I taught them all I can do. I tried to push them as hard as I could, and it was great when Coach Gale took over 8th grade, teaching them new offensive plays, right, guys? Hardcore defense, different drills, having that high school perspective and saying, hey, you have, 4 seconds to get off a shot in 4th grade. It's a half a second in high school, and here's how you prepare for that. So, Coach Gale, you did tremendous, as evidenced by back-to-back gold championships, fellas. So we were unbeatable toward the end of the year, and thank you, Coach, for everything. There's one more coach I should mention. That's Susie. Tremendous. No, but thank you for all the support, Suze. Not having your boys so focused on basketball, and you supporting as well and taking these kids to practice and everything. So thank you, Coach. Suze has a few things to say after games. She's a coach. I think, just if I can say a few things to the boys in total and to the parents. You guys meant so much to me. So this was a big part of my life, and very proud of your accomplishments. I really tried to push you as hard as I could. Coach Gale and Coach Ryan pushed you guys as hard as they could, and maybe I got a eye up in the air or a sigh, but you guys were there, and you guys were willing to get better, and you guys trusted us, and you guys worked really, really hard, and you guys were an unbelievable team. So I care tremendously for you guys. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to do in high school. It's going to be ridiculous. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. So thank you for letting me be your coach. Because I am a coach, boys, I'm going to give my 4 secrets of success to you. And it's very simple, and maybe you can remember, but here it goes. for high school, college, and then going forward. Okay. Real simple. Number one, always say please. Okay, real easy. Okay, shows respect. Two, always say thank you. Okay, real easy. Again, showing respect and that you're into a conversation. Now it gets a little harder. Three, finish what you started. Okay, so you guys are working on in homework or in basketball. You have a goal, you have an assignment, finish it. Okay, finish it. The last thing, 4, be on time. Okay, so you have a due date on something, finish it. You have an interview at 8:05, be there at 7:45. Okay, be on time. You can do those 4 things, fellas. Those 4 things, I'm almost going to guarantee you that you will do well in school, in college, and your professional life. Because it shows commitment, it shows discipline, and it shows responsibility. So that's my coach spiel. I had to get it out, but I really think just remember those basic things. I think that'll help you out. So finally, well not finally, so I did write up kind of my impressions of a lot of you guys and my memories and what I thought you excelled at. So wanted to read those out to you, and this little letter is in your little card here. So my gift to you, I guess. But anyways, and actually I want to call you up when I talk to you. And I want you to tell everybody your favorite thing about Hawks. So start thinking about it now. Except Jacob, you don't have long because you're up here right now. So come here.
Jacob.
You should also tell them, Paul, they can't just repeat what the last is.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, you can't, you can only use an answer once. So it can't be beating pro skills, all right? Once.
Okay.
So, Jacob, what's your favorite thing about Hawks? Yeah, I can't think of one.
Excuse me.
Think of one.
Dude, I don't. This you guys put me on the spot. How about,
He was dad
Okay.
cheering you on.
After. How about all the great friends and teammates you met?
oh, all of them.
All of them. There you go. Okay, good. Okay, so, hey guys, Jacob. You know, I really thought Jacob was the heart and soul of our team. I remember first seeing him with Gavin when he checked out one of our 10U games. In just a short time, watching him put up shots between tournament games, I knew I wanted him on the team. Great hands and great aggressiveness. I'm so glad he decided to try out, which I think was our spring season at 10U. I say Jacob was the heart and soul because of the way he took over games for us. Whether it was a rebound, steal, assist, or crucial bucket, Jacob led the charge. He was amazing in our press and on defense. He had the quickest first step I ever saw, and his ability to pick off passes were unmatched. How many times would Jacob make a steal and start our break? As he grew, the combo of his size and quickness were remarkable. Jacob was the heart and soul of our team for his heart, or shall I say, his passion. Jacob was not afraid to try to get under an opponent's skin, but sometimes that got us into trouble, sir. I really admire how Jacob better channeled his aggression in his 8th grade season, no text and more mature play. So, great job. I remember 2 highlights in Jacob's Hawks career. One at MAP, in I believe a semifinal game, we went into overtime and Jacob nailed a 3-pointer from way downtown to put ahead for good. Remember that? That's your favorite moment, right? At another semifinal game at Westchester, I believe, here's your other favorite moment. It was our free throw, and we were down by 1 with only a second left. I told our front guys, Jacob being one, you remember this? To get the rebound no matter what after a miss. Even if you have to commit a foul and push the guy forward, get that rebound. Sure enough, this free throw, Jacob grabs the board and converts, we win. I will truly miss Jacob. I had the great experience of letting him crash into our hotel rooms a few times and knew he is not only a great basketball player, but a great young man and not too shabby of a dresser. So, Jacob, best of luck there. Hold on. Let's see if I find your card. Come on, man. Brooklyn.
I haven't thought of anything yet.
You guys gotta start thinking. I let Jacob off easily.
I haven't thought of anything. I was trying to think.
Figure it out.
What's your favorite thing about Hawks? Come on, you're a man
There's
of
a lot.
many words.
I know. I'm telling you your speeches, bro. I never heard that.
Well, one was like when I first started Hawks. I remember like almost every single weekend I used to spend the night at Gavin's house. Like every single like Hawks tournament.
Yep.
For like 3 years straight.
Job Gonzalez family, awesome. Brooklyn. I believe Brooklyn joined us in fall 5th grade tryouts. He was an Angelique recruit along with Ben. It was pretty much a no-brainer that he should be on our team. I loved his physicality and aggressiveness, and that continued all through his 4 years. I truly admired his commitment, always making practices, sometimes having 3 practices in one day. Rosemont basketball, Gladiators, and then Hawks. And he would never back down or complain. Brooklyn was truly an all-around great player. He was strong and aggressive defensively and willing to mix it up inside. By the end of 8th grade, he could pop threes and certainly wasn't afraid to tack the rim. Our boys would feed off his energy and enthusiasm. But what I loved about coaching him was his attentiveness and willing to try what we were teaching. Small thing here, but I remember teaching the boys to use the backboard on baseline drives. And the first chance he had on a baseline drive in a game, he squared up and used the glass. One of my favorite memories of Brooklyn was how he lit up the baseline threes. He was a huge part of our back-to-back-to-back gold championships with not only the usual aggressive play, but great scoring, especially giving us key threes when we needed them. What defined him for me was that last game of the year. Not his high moment in losing the game, but seeing him after the game with tears in his eyes, totally 100% drained. He played the whole game. I knew he had given everything he had in that game. And I knew he was a true champion. Brooklyn is as a great young man as he is athlete. I look forward to watching him progress through a successful high school career. So I mean, when you get old, you... Hold on.
Yeah, bro.
Dimitri! No one's going anywhere, right? We have a little time. Ryan, good thing you brought 2 cars, man. Dimitri, what's your favorite thing about hockey?
Probably the friendships.
Friendships? All right, good. Our youngest player, but one of our greatest scorers. I remember Dimitri's tryout with us, again for 4th grade team, for the 5th grade team. He originally tried out for the 4th grade team, but I was taken by how easily he ran the floor and found scoring opportunities. I asked Coach Gale if I could bring him up. He said yes, and the rest is history. You guys can hear me okay in the back? Yep. Dimitri is a pure scorer. He aggressively looks for his shots and can take it inside and, of course, knock down threes. He has tremendous touch. I'll remember him driving to the basket, stop, and make a nice floater bank over the defender. Dimitri, while he is smooth on the court, plays with a lot of intensity. He's not afraid to mix it up with the bigs and go in and get boards for us. This was an amazing accomplishment as he continued to play up with us his whole career, as well he should have. The last season was a bit tough as he suffered a knee injury, but I was so impressed with how he rebounded. He hadn't played with us all winter and part of fall, if I recall, so I thought it would be difficult for him to get back into the flow. But right away, he appeared in shape and shooting like he never left. One of my favorite memories of Dimitri was winning a game-winning 3-pointer in a semifinal game in 5th grade. Remember that? There you go. I believe it was against California Stars. We fouled to put someone on the line. Fortunately, the kid missed the shot. We got the rebound and pushed it up court. Dimitri knew exactly what to do. Spotting up behind the arc, got the ball, and knocked it down with Dad yelling, "Pop it." Yes, I remember that too. I have to wait another year to see Dimitri play high school, and hopefully it is not against Luke and David at a school like Crespi, but he is going to be a force at the next level. Oh, no, this is mine. Good.
Coach,
Good job, bud.
Coach, I can have the cards. And then
Oh,
I'll
okay.
give it.
Thank you. Michael!
Oh,
What's your favorite part? Favorite part about Hawks, bud?
How we always like stick together no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, great team chemistry. Down, you guys will find a way back. Never quitting. Where's your... Here we go. Michael was one of our most improved, if not the most improved player on the club. I too saw potential in watching Michael play at Rosemont. Although I felt initially a little raw skill-wise, but no doubt the boy had incredible passion and love for the game. So I knew with that he could and would become a great player. And while at times in 7th grade I felt he was uncomfortable out on the court, in 8th grade he became a beast. I know he put in long hours and practiced hard on his own, and it really showed. In 8th grade, his game really blossomed. Michael developed a great three-point shot, especially from the corner. He had a few games in excess of 20 points scored. He has a score mentality, so not afraid to take the big shots. He is a strong and aggressive player, often igniting our team to play better. I remember an 8th grade game against, I believe, Team Determined, where we started pretty soft and looked a little intimidated. Michael came in off the bench and really ignited us, making steals, getting boards, driving hard, and making threes. By the end of the half, we were in the game and really felt Michael got us there. He continued to play that way the rest of the year. Tough, gritty, slasher, and three-point threat. I can't wait to see how much Michael will continue to improve. As I have said, the future is bright at CV with Seb and Michael. It will be a blast to watch them in high school.
Thank you, Coach.
So speaking of CV, I will talk about Sebastian. That boy was a killer. I was working on recruiting Sebastian for a long time. I saw him at Rosemont and could not believe the strength and skill he had as a 7th grader. I had also known he played up a level at Impact, at the Impact Club, and was very impressed. I recruited hard and was happy we were able to get him on our Hawks team in 7th grade. Sebastian was our strongest player and arguably our best all-around player. I was quickly impressed with how Sebastian was able to drive and finish. He got to the foul line more than any other player and often converted his and ones. And even though he started out as a great player, he got even better as his Hawks career progressed. By the time we finished our 8th grade season, Sebastian had a great inside-outside game, matching his driving ability with the ability to make threes. Sebastian even improved on his driving ability. Really, I thought being able to be creative down the lane and in mid-flight. Sebastian was able to take over games for us and at times would put the team on his shoulders. Not too many players are willing or able to do that. I remember a couple of key game winners for us. Once, I believe, against Surf City, this 8th grade winter season, we were up early, then down, and then Seb got hot. Sure enough, a fadeaway three at the corner at the buzzard was the winner. And then another, a little more heart-wrenching, was a deep three he hit 7th grade against JW in a championship game. We were up a few with time running out. I probably would have wanted to run out the clock, but Sebastian was feeling it and knocked down a long-range three to ice the game. But finally, and perhaps most importantly, I loved how Sebastian matured as a player. Seb always played with emotion, and sometimes that would work against him. But in the last half of 8th grade, he showed great maturity and really acted well professionally on the court. I feel sorry for Coach Gale and the Glendale teams for years to come, as they will need to figure out a way to contain Seb and Michael. I look forward to seeing phenomenal things from Sebastian.
Coach, can he give this to Sebastian?
Yeah. That'd be great. Yeah, thanks, Michael. Next up, let's see, Jeff. Greatest thing about Hawks, Jeff?
Finishing conditioning at the end of practice, getting through conditioning.
Feel better, right? All that hard work?
Yes.
All right, good answer, man. Jeff was one of our guys who came in a little later at 6th grade. Jeff caught my eye in some of his white games with great aggressiveness and quickness. I knew I had to take a hard look during tryouts, but it was obvious he belonged with the black team. Jeff was one of our most improved players. By the end of 8th grade, he was one of our strongest players, not just in rebounding and physicality, but with great slashing and finishing. He seemed to really have confidence and he could finish on anyone, and he usually did. And I don't know if you recall, but Team Papa and Jeff Stetson won our three-point contest one year, and it wasn't all Dad. Jeff had a nice shot, and I think only confidence is preventing him from exhibiting great range on the court. One fond memory I always take away from coaching Jeff is his demeanor. In looking at Jeff, I don't think you would know if we were up by 30 or down by 30. He goes about his business the same way, intensely in all games and practices. I think we should all take that home with us. And the other, of course, is the ability to make great defensive plays. Of course, he had his blocks, but I always remember how he took the charge. Way to go. If I could, I would make a highlight reel out of those and show all the Hawks. This definitely showed how tough Jeff was and is. I'm happy Jeff will be reunited with Marvin at Flint Ridge. I know they will represent the Hawks at the school and be a force to years to come. So, good job. Oh, that's it. I went for last. David.
How many do we have? We have Luke.
We got like
Yeah,
4
we have
more.
3. Oh, 4.
Where is he? Luke's sister.
All right, man. Favorite thing about Hawks?
I just love being on the team. It was a great experience.
There we go. There we go. I think David came aboard in the fall of 11U. Actually, I think it was fall of 10U, actually. I remember having a conversation with Coach Gale saying he saw at Coach Ibb's camp and saw how he could shoot. But what I noticed was how fearlessly and skillfully he attacked the rim, which at that age separates a true player from the field. David proved to be a top player and scorer in all his years at Hawks. He was perhaps our most versatile offensive weapon. He was very smooth and crafty in taking the ball to the hole, exhibiting great touch around the rim. But he was also one of our top shooters, and when he got hot, he would really tear teams apart. David's a great athlete as well. He's a tremendous leaper. I want to go on record on saying he was the first player to grab rim on our team, although Luke may have something to say about that. Actually, there's a picture on the slideshow that shows David's Hawks.
That was
and
all
it's, it's impressive. This did get him in a little trouble, though, as during one practice, we're having a great practice in 7th grade, and David leapt up to get a rebound, only to fall on his wrist, a devastating fracture that put him out 6 weeks. But he rebounded well, and like Dimitri, came back looking as good as ever. One great thing I'll remember about David is how much he loved the game. In talking with him, he put up tons of shots a day and ran heels to get strong. Grandpa was looking after you. I think that the hard work really showed in games. I always remember him too for his tremendous range, scoring inside and out. What I'm truly excited about is I will get to see him up close for 4 more years at Notre Dame, my alma mater. I know Luke and David will have a great experience there and bring home a few Mission League titles. Go Knights. Gavin.
Henry.
Yeah. Flamingo. I'm next.
Favorite thing about Hawks, Gavin?
Vegas and practices.
In practices, I love it. Actually, Gavin did not miss many practices, so he must have loved it.
Vegas and when we ate at that Mexican place.
Gavin was one of the first two who started the team with us on our 10U team. I think it was Gavin and Luke. I remember the tryout, and it was no question that Gavin stood out as our strongest player. It is no wonder that I have a lot of memories with Gavin. He's a man with few words, but I always know where he was on the court. Gavin definitely brought the intensity, and when he entered the court, he was aggressive on defense, and with his speed, he would contest every pass and every shot. A lot of times I would tell him not to jump to try to block passes, but he got so many deflections, I thought the gamble was worth it. And he did get many deflections and steals, often getting us back in the game, igniting a rally, or allowing us to extend leads. I loved how Gavin would attack the rim as well as with quickness, again, a lot of times sparking the team when we needed it. In 8th grade, he started to perfect his outside shot and hit some key threes for us. My favorite memory was long ago when we were at 10U. I bet you don't remember this. It was crunch time toward the end of the game, and we went man to man. I remember Gavin getting in the stance and slapping the floor with conviction. We never taught him that. Coach Gale and I looked at each other and just said, oh yeah. So I definitely will miss Gavin. So important to our team, in many ways defined us. I can't wait to see him with the other Eagle Rock boys succeeding in high school. Go Eagles. Go Eagles. What do we got?
Ben.
Benicio, the host. What's your favorite thing, Benicio, about Hawks?
Probably the team basketball we always played.
Team basketball, yeah. Awesome.
What does that mean?
Working as a team.
Playing as a team.
I taught especially at 8th grade. Coach Gale had these guys running some sets, and they were effective. Benicio also started with us in 5th grade. I saw right away what a great player he was. He obviously could shoot, but had other skills that made him an all-around great player. I do like to tell the story that I did recognize that Ben was soft-spoken, and after the first practice, I was a little concerned that he would not be able to keep up with us at the higher levels. But when I put him in that first game, he surprised me with aggressiveness, and I knew he belonged. I love so much about Benicio's game. First, he was tremendous in practice. He was one of our guys that really listened and tried to do what we told him to do. In practices too, he worked as hard as he could and was wonderful to coach. Second, he was so versatile on the court. We would put him down low as a big, we put him at the top of the press. He excelled as a 2 and 3 guard popping threes, but also loved how he followed his shot to get key putbacks. Thirdly was his shooting. It was great to see Ben get hot and spot up, wide-eyed asking for the ball and firing away. Great shooters need to want the ball, and he wasn't afraid to demand it and hit big buckets. That means you're a great shooter. He also showed great touch around the rim, and when he got the ball down low. I have some vivid memories of Ben over the years. Of course, getting hot and knocking down ridiculous threes. I recall a couple of instances of 25-plus point games, but I also remember the tremendous hustle on the court. There were two or three instances where I was watching a loose ball and two guys going after it. But from outside my line of sight, Ben would enter the picture, full vertical, and take the ball away. They were epic moments. He is soft-spoken, but has a huge heart, as exemplified by his big smile. Really a great basketball player and even a better young man. I know the best is yet to come for Ben. Last one? Uh-oh. All right, I got to hold it together. Hold it together for this guy. Find your sheets. Luke, what's your greatest thing about Hawks?
Watching me and my teammates develop as basketball players and people.
There we go. Good job. There is no doubt, and for somewhat obvious reasons, the boy I'm most proud of is my son Luke. I feel very fortunate that I was able to find Hawks and Coach Gale. If there was any program I wanted for Luke, it was the Hawks. I saw one of Coach Gale's practices and loved how purposely and caringly he conducted practices. I knew then that this would be a great program for Luke, and it was. As a player, I thought Luke was our best all-around player. Luke was a great ball handler and had no trouble handling the rock in the open court. Luke was a great passer, often leading breaks and getting the pass out early to get the breakaway layup. With his height and skill, Luke was one of our best rebounders. I remember the game against Riptide, that old Pro Skills team, where he put the game away because he kept getting offense rebounds off missed free throws, and that other coach really had a fit. Luke was smooth and very quick in slashing to the hole for layups. He developed a great mid-range shot and started knocking down threes at the end of 8th grade. He has great quickness and speed for a big, which will be an advantage for him in high school. But what I truly admire about Luke was how he was able to deal with the criticism of his coaches. I mean his mom and me. I'm sure no other parent here even got mad at would ever get mad at their son after a game, but admittedly, and especially me, cruelly at times, we did. Luke took the criticism and shook it off, all the time still loving the game and continually working on it to get better. No doubt living with 2 coaches was difficult. I don't think anyone made as many practices as he did, not once complaining he did not want to go. I'm so blessed to have had the opportunity to coach my son for so many years, and so blessed that he allowed me to do it. I know that was an incredible gift he gave to me. Luke, good luck in high school. As always, I could not have done always know I could not have done what you did, and that we are so very proud of you. So, time for the slideshow. As I set it up, I'll ask Coach Gale maybe to say a few words if you like. Coach Ryan. Anybody else?
Drum roll, please.
Well, can't top Coach Paul, that's for sure. But I just want to say that I got this team ready to go. Thanks. We had so many coaches: Coach Ryan, Coach Megan, Coach Mario, Coach Jana. We've had coaches everywhere. Coach Paul, of course. I guess Coach Susie. But I got them ready to go. So it was a blast for me. I wasn't going to coach a team this final year, but to have these guys was a gift, and to watch all of you develop and mature as a team was a blast for me. So that's pretty much what I had to say. I'm sorry I have to watch you all beat me now in high school, but I've gotten over it already. I think the Paston brothers scored 35 together against me already. Luke puts our JV team has a shot at beating Notre Dame. Luke closes out the game with like 4 buckets to end the game. Yeah. So I've gotten over all that, but I plan on watching you guys through high school. That'll be my most fun of all. But I really want to thank the coaches. We did this. You guys were lucky to have this army of coaches coaching you. It's like a coaching staff that brought you through. So lastly, we had no position players. By the time you guys were 8th grade, we really didn't have any position players. Everybody was just a great basketball player. You guys played everywhere on the court that we needed you to play. We had Michael getting rebounds. We had Luke bringing the ball to the court. It was a blast for me to watch. And then, of course, closing out with three consecutive championships was pretty awesome. So thank you guys for allowing me to coach you for this final year. All right, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Jacob's eyes are closed on the
We're gonna give him one last. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I got a few more.
You know, it's obviously been a few years since I've been with all you guys, but that was a very fond time of my life, looking back. And Megan and I always talk about how I miss coaching a lot, and especially this group of kids. You know, it's obviously a little tough now with the 3.5 and a 9-month-old at home, but we're always talking about the times that we had here, and especially that Vegas trip. That was great. These kids are awesome, and you know that same thing that coach was saying, I got him pretty ready to go too. Paul had already got him whipped into shape. I didn't have to do that much. Paul always tries to give me a lot of credit, but these kids were already kind of revving and ready to go. And I'm actually pretty bummed that I didn't get to see all these championships. We were talking about it. I remember a lot of times we got to those finals and then we had a little slip up at the end, but knowing that you guys were able to do that. And so I'm happy to hear that you guys got all of that you deserve, because you guys are a good group of kids. I think the championships and the victories are going to keep coming in high school. And I've been getting the updates from Coach Paul and Coach Gale all the time. So even though I have been from afar, I've been still watching you guys and really proud of what you guys have been able to accomplish. So great group of kids, great families. Really happy to be a part of it all.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let's see if this will work.
Why am I?
Whoa, Gabby.
How are you in the picture?
I don't know. That one was mad. Look at Luke.
This next one is short. Look how short Luke is.
Yeah, I'll send it out. Yeah, I'll send it out to you guys. You know what? Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was really fun.
Jacob.
Look at Dimitri. Ben's tiny Luke.
Looks like you. Where was that?
Yeah,
San Diego. Oh yeah.
Look at Jacob.
This one? Yeah.
Is this Luke?
Keep that.
Is that
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's Phoenix. David.
Look at Gavin.
Yeah. Did he make it?
Yeah.
Right back there. That hurt.
Oh, that's Adam.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Look at that stroke.
There you go. Throw shot right there. There you go.
What is that? How do you get the ball in there? Oh, you dropped that.
Put on the line.
That's why they're watching that.
North Carolina.
Oh,
Who's that guy?
Leon. Yeah, he had cut. Oh, there's Wesley. Wesley, Nick. And Nick.
Step back. That's going in, by the way. Must have to rebound.
Oh.
The Hawks.
Dang.
Jacob. Look at my brother's head. It's so like long.
The rage. Oh my God.
What the heck?
What is it? What am I doing?
Like, what are you doing?
Never seen that.
That's you and me.
Get that one, bro.
Nah, bro, we blocked him.
No way.
We blocked him. We smacked him.
No way.
That's Las Vegas.
Oh no, later when
Yeah, Las Vegas.
this tournament I had the worst pictures. I
That's
had
what
such
they're.
bad pictures in.
Why is his phone floating? He flipped it at the time. He flipped his phone. He always flips his phone and they caught it right in midair.
I won. You were mad, dude. Look at that. That's a dope picture.
Oh, you guys watch.
It's white and black, what?
I know.
The squad. Hey, look at me in the back, I look good.
Black. I don't know.
I'm getting every day. I won.
Las Vegas.
Black experiment. Okay, Jeff.
Jelly fan.
Oh my god. Bro, I'm breaking my ankle.
What about your shoe?
It's the NBA logo. Oh my god, look how short I was.
Dude, your teacher's
The web.
Moscow Mule on the left. Oh, that's looked out. Oh. Video. Hey, wait.
Oh, that's Devin.
Who's in the front?
Look at Jacob.
Oh, that's
Where are we looking at? Oh my, the phone.
The phone.
The phone.
NBA logo again.
Oh,
that's just like a line.
Breaking his own ankles.
West side. West side.
Oh, Gavin in the back.
That was there.
Ronnie.
Oh, that was the game winner.
Look at me instead. Damn, we were sweating that.
Is that Luke?
Luke, I like your shoes.
Let them go.
Smart.